I'm joined here now with Susan Cambridge, and she's the founder of Lloydfest. Now, Susan, how did the 2021 event go this year?
So the good thing is, Jasmine, like I said, everything that we wanted to put forward, did happen. We had a nice tight programming schedule. We had the movie, the vendors came out, tasty food, the in-person performers came out, and they were awesome. All right. The home crowd was not the best that we expected, but let's get it. There are a number of reasons for that. Number one, I think from the time July 11 came, everybody who could have flew the coop did exactly that. I think people just bolted out of Lloydminster, and we were not singular in that. Number two, everyone who wanted to have a little event was struggling to do that all at the same time. And number three, we were sort of a little bit remote down at the exhibition grounds, but I had to take everything into consideration in terms of why we weren't able to move. And I think I really need to set the record straight, because everybody kept saying, but why wasn't she at the Bud Miller Park? Why it didn't happen at the Bud Miller Park? Let me tell you, up until July 11th, the Bud Miller Park was a no for an event like ours. And we knew that. So therefore, when July 11th came, we were already way ahead into the movie production, number one. And it's not easy for me to pick up the phone and call the city and say, hey, I need to move my event right away. There's a process. And that would have probably taken another time, maybe a week, maybe two. I mean, I don't know, given the situation, because I don't know who else would have been fighting up for use of the park at that time. So I would say to everybody, it was not as easy as to move it. So please, we had it at the exhibition grounds. The exhibition grounds had an event the week before that. They are having Chuck Wagon now. So if you really wanted to come on down, it was not a hindrance for you, right? But having said that, absolutely, those who came had a wonderful time. We did give away the culture bags and everything. We had beautiful weather. All right. We have a lot of great pictures to show. All right. And we uploaded the movie on our YouTube channel. We sent out the link and it's all there. So let me give you a chance to ask another question.
And speaking of the movie, how was the reaction from it, and how was it putting it together?
Well, putting it together was amazing. I had a lot of help from from a guy named Dell from the ABC Club, the Air Force Bangor Club. His name is Dell. And he took his time. He's from Coal Lake. He took his time with that production. It was absolutely marvelous. I mean, if you could sit down and look at 2 3/4 hours of entertainment, information, different recipes. We had over 15 countries inside of there. It was back-to-back movie, information, how the story all started. It's all there. I think that production will go down in history because I have yet to see someone do that. The next thing that I want to point out, Jasmine, is that of course, Lloyd is a very migratory town, and I'll keep it at Lloydminster. I know globally things affected people differently, right? And you would hear across the board, oh, we need to make Lloydminster a very welcoming town. Oh, our rich, diverse heritage. Oh, but I think Lloydfest is really the only event that targets an international audience. We deliberately target an international audience. When we uploaded some of our performances and so on, I got messages from Trinidad, from Toronto, people in the Caribbean, different parts of the world. I got a call from someone in Toronto who asked me, where's Lloyd? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? And these are people living there. Right? Lloydminster, where is that? So I'm saying, if we could see the bigger picture on what we are actually doing, could you very well imagine when Lloydfest becomes really, really big, people will be looking for us. Then they will say, you know what? Maybe that's somewhere that I want to live. Maybe that's somewhere that I want to visit because of it being so filled with diversity that's visible to the eye, not just hearing about it, but actually seeing it. And I think that's something that I really, really want to emphasize, that we are working towards opening the doors for people to actually be able to recognize and see Lloydminster for what it is.
I know it might be a bit early to talk about next year's event, but how big are you hoping Lloydfest 2022 get?
Absolutely, I'm looking towards next year being a bigger event. But here's the thing, Jasmine. Every time you do an event, you want to add something that's different or create it differently. Because I mean, we can put on the same event over and over and over, right? I mean, we started one way, COVID with something else and this. So I want to make a deliberate attempt to see more creativity into Lloydfest 2022, more creativity. And what that means, I would like to get more of the community involved, not necessarily those who are immigrants, right? But the rest of the community. How can their creative involvement be part of Lloydfest? And I will put a pin on that right there.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Enjoy the rest of it.